sacrifice, bro. I mean, just give that to you. Space, place, time, sacrifice.
Okay.
Before I fuck, I always make sure I got a safe space for the person to come into.
Got it.
Right. The place, I make sure everything is in proper place. If I'm going to need it or I'm going to use it, it's already sitting there.
Okay.
Right?
So we don't have to reach for nothing.
Exactly. I know how much time I've allocated to do this, so I'm not checking my phone. I'm not checking emails. This person's going to get my full attention. Right? And then I always acknowledge the person's sacrifice for being there with me. She's not doing something with somebody else somewhere, watching TV, doing her hair, running a business to be here with me. And I appreciate the fact that she's taking the time to be in my presence and allowing me to do this thing. So for me, if you have to stop what you're doing and go get it, then you didn't do one of those 4 topics.
I keep forgetting what the topics are.
Space,
I'm
place,
gonna have this
time,
by the
sacrifice.
bed. Just have it by the bed.
Yeah. Have it by the bed. Have a drawer.
Now, yeah.
Have a case.
Which is weird because, you know, when you were smaller.
Under your bed.
I said this when I was smaller. You go in your parents' room and they yell, "Get the fuck out of my room!" You don't know why.
Right.
But when you got older, you knew why they didn't want you.
Because they had shit in there.
Yeah, because they had shit in there.
I saw my mom's sex drawer. It's so nasty.
Really? did she know you saw it or no?
She doesn't care.
She
doesn't care if I saw it, to be honest.
Is she cute?
All right, so I
She's a very beautiful woman.
I'm definitely gonna get one of these.
Right.
So we're gonna get one of those.
You
said 40.
just educate yourself on
exactly.
The only thing is when
that's what I'm doing now.
No, when I started diving into it, go and see or talk to a professional.
I got it, man.
Yeah, talk to a professional.
This is the same thing. It just looks different. And one of the things, see, a lot of things.
She said.
Right. A lot of things you'll see. It's the same thing, but people are like, oh, well, this looks more intimidating than that one, or that one looks more intimidating. But it's the exact same product, just a different manufacturer. Right.
No, hit your leg. Hit your leg, please. Ooh.
Ow.
That's what you want to hear, fellas. Ow.
That's bull. That's bull. It's leather.
Can I use like a Jordan patent leather?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You can use whatever you want.
Hit her with
One thing you did tell
I
me.
got Gucci and Guess and all that. What?
One thing you did say, and I thought about when I got home, that you said the room should, like your bed should be at the height, so that you can get down. You ain't hurt your knees because the bed's too low.
Exactly.
Bring your bed up.
Yeah, you can
bring your bed up.
Yeah, you can fuck her like Jason Momoa probably fucks Lisa Bonet if you get one of those.
Who the fuck are these people?
You don't know who Jason Momoa is? Aquaman.
I don't need to know a dude's real name.
Yeah, he can just lift her up.
Yeah, but that's different.
But that's the purpose of using a swing, so you can just lift someone up that you normally just wouldn't be able to.
You hear that, big girls?
You know what?
Swing, big girls.
And again, too, if you adjust your space so your space is conducive to sex, you'll have a much more enjoyable sex life. Everything I have 3 spaces now actually. I just put one into my girls one of my sub space, but our bed is exactly the right height. So when my wife lays on it, she's at the right height. You know what I'm saying? It's better for my knees. We also have those cushions, those fatigue mats on the side. You know what chefs stand on so that their feet don't get tired over a period of time, right? Because again, if you want to pick somebody up and put them over your waist, you putting your weight plus their weight on your knees, on your joints.
I'm not picking nobody up.
Okay, I'm just saying. Or if you put their legs on your shoulders and you're standing up, right? If they're putting their feet on your chest, it's all added pressure, and it's great to do that when you're younger.
I know what match you're talking about. The little squishy ones.
Yeah,
that go in the kitchen.
And I have them that match my floor. So
all around the bed.
All around my bed, right on the sides that you can get to.
Hilarious.
Right, you see what I'm saying? And you want to have those things so that you preserve your knees because you want to be fucking for the rest of your life, right? Don't exactly your lower back.
So bring your bed up.
Bring your bed up
to the right height.
To the right height, and the right height is your height is basically a little above where your dick is hard. Right, because remember when that person,
hang down.
Huh?
You said
when it's hard. When your dick is hard, make sure it's a little above that.
Okay.
Right? Because when she gets on it, she's gonna go down.
Got it.
Remember the ass hangs sometimes over the bed. Or
what you doing, bitch? I'm building something. Shut up.
No. I had to learn a lot of that, but because I had high beds, I got to see. And as I got older and having sex when I was older, I'm not getting on the ground because I'm doing all that.
Oh no, I don't.
Exactly.
Look, it's some shit I don't fuck on the ground.
No, but I'm just saying.
I don't give a fuck who it would have been. these knees is done. We don't fuck on the ground.
And then your back
They're
is done.
would not fuck in a car. Didn't fuck in too many cars because it's like, bitch, let's just go now.
You get good leverage
But
in
the
the car, though. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, but the
You
worst
get
part
good
is
leverage.
you got knees, backs, and wrists.
Exactly.
Your wrists, because we're still holding, knuckling down. We're still doing things that we think we can do with our body, and we can't.
Yeah.
We can't do
And even
sex
if you
gymnastics.
can, and even if you can, you should want to preserve
Oh, he wants to see
your
it.
You should still want to preserve your body.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm all about shifting my play into a space where everything is fuckable. I even have a bench at the foot of my bed. You know how people have like the seating at the foot of the bed. I even have it where I can use it as a bondage thing. So if I want to tie somebody up, I can. I made sure when I bought that stuff, it so it's dual purpose. Right, and so
Like, why you got straps on the floor? Shut up.
My bed frame holds 3,500 pounds.
Well, that's smart.
How do you know that?
Not because it's rated. When you buy a bed frame, it tells you how much it's rated for.
I've never paid attention.
Have you ever broken a bed frame?
Exactly.
I've broken like numerous bed frames, so I
You
have.
fucking that hard?
Apparently, it doesn't feel like it's happening that hard. Trust me.
I've never broken a bed.
But
Fucked on it.
it's really easy to break a bed.
All right, that's the bag. That's the
since
bag
we-
I've been eyeballing.
So
What's in that?
Into sensationalism here. Jeez. I went to a show and didn't put my bag back straight. So this is my knife bag.
Nah.
Yes.
I'm feeling like there's some.
I knew that bag was
activation.
special for so it was red.
It kind of had that Dexter vibe.
Yeah, it looked like that bag. You don't want to see this bag when
This
you
is
tied
where
up.
he kills
This is what I was trying to say.
and eats
This
them.
is
what I was-
Oh my god!
So
What's that big one?
That's
So
what she said.
let's go to the small ones because this
nah.
is something that everybody's familiar with. If you've ever seen a kink anything, they always bring out a Wartenberg wheel and they roll
what?
it. This is called a Wartenberg wheel.
That looks like a
And-
derma roller.
Ain't it
And
to
no,
make dough?
exactly, it's very familiar. And so basically, it just rolls around the person's skin. You'll see them in 9.5 weeks. You'll see.
And what does that do?
It basically just stimulates the body. It just gives a little sensation, a little scratchy sensation, just a little play. You'll see. Let me give it.
Can
let
you
me
put
send it
down
over to
someone's
you.
dick?
Hey,
if they're into it.
Don't put
You
it
can
on
do
my
whatever you want.
Yeah,
As long
Camille,
as
don't
they're
put
into
that
it.
on. Roll it on your leg.
Oh my
Take
God.
it out. Take it out.
Yeah, roll it on your leg.
But what
It's-
she's talking about, she's being a
rough.
dom.
So you,
Be careful.
and be light.
Oh my god!
How does it feel?
It feels like it could easily cut me.
But it feels good.
There's a little
Well,
something to.
I ask everybody.
There's a little something in fear, right? There's a little
Yeah.
something when a person's a little scared, a little. Their
I don't like
senses are
pointy
heightened.
things.
Okay, well you ain't gonna like this bag at all.
Yeah, it's sharp. Yeah,
It's
I'm like,
sharp as
I
hell.
feel like if I press down a little, I could fuck
But
myself.
I don't think you're supposed to press it. You're supposed to just let it go like
Don't
that.
some
Just,
people
you know,
like it like
Some
pressed
people
down?
do, but this is like entry level erotica. This is something that you'll find anybody. It's like This is like nipple clamps.
Do
for
you
the
have
rest of
those
the body.
pussy balls that they had in
I do.
50 Shades of Grey?
I do, actually.
Where
But-
people stick their like a ball up their vagina and
What
walk
did we
around
talk about
with
last
it?
week? Remember that?
Benoit balls.
The Ben,
Oh, the Ben
yeah,
ones, yeah.
for the Kegels. Remember we were talking about?
It helps you, yeah, keep your pussy.
Now, what does this
strong.
run?
That's something like $15. They have them various expensive.
I have one for my
that
face.
one's stainless steel in multiples. So that one specifically is probably around $50-$60, but you can get them at like $10, $15. You can get plastic ones for even cheaper than that for like $9.
I feel like plastic is
One of these
awesome.
things you're gonna like. You keep saying no to everything. Some in this bag you're gonna like.
So-
I said I like the.
The
The
whip.
one that's in the case?
No,
No, I like the vibrator.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's right.
I
You
was a
did.
fan of
She-
the vibrator. What? No.
What
No.
the fuck?
I,
Shit,
if
that
he
look like a
brought that,
camping
like, I
trip
wanna
right
go
there
home.
going bad. That's a camping trip going
If,
bad.
if you're really worried about it, I will put it back. I
Oh,
don't want you
no.
to feel any anxiety.
no.
Okay,
It's fine.
I just want you. I hear I want to go home, and I'm like,
No, I
let
said
me-
if you pull that out,
Oh, if you pull it
I
out.
was like, I'd be like, I want to go home.
Now let's talk about a simple.
for that.
I know, first date.
Let's talk about a simple statistic. We've heard of people who self harm. right?
Oh,
People who
God.
cut themselves and things like that.
Got that.
And there's a lot of people who are self-harming as a result of the fact that they are having mental and emotional issues. This is how they're trying to self-soothe. But there are also people who are doing it because they do enjoy pain to some extent, and they don't have language or a way to kind of engage in it, and so they do it themselves. And so there are many people who enjoy the feeling of a knife against their skin. Some people do enjoy getting cut.
Now, when you say against their skin, just pressing.
Some people like the Some
I think
people
that's pleasant.
Exactly. Some people like the feeling of that going across their body, right? Some people enjoy the tip going across, and some people like a little bit more extreme. Most people, I have never met one person who didn't like the tip of this going across their skin. Not one person. And I've played with thousands of people.
Thousands?
I've done shows with
showed the tip to the
thousands of
camera.
people. Yeah.
And I
He
hate
has
to say it, I
thousands
do
of
that at times
bodies.
with my knives.
Yeah.
I like to
Crazy.
do that or with the blade against my skin.
Yeah.
Now look,
Against your skin.
Now look.
I used to date this girl.
Okay.
Oh my
and
God.
I don't know what
Story
she was into
time.
before I met her. Turn my camera off for this one.
I'm screaming.
But she used to ask me. It started off slow. Like she would ask me like do little stuff. And she was white though, so I couldn't do too much to her. You know, can't punch white women, fellas. I don't care what she tells me. You want me to punch? I'm like, you're a white woman. I go to prison
Can't
for that.
punch you.
But she asked me at some point to cut her.
Uh-huh.
And it started off with the dragging the knife thing.
Exactly.
Then it started off with the tip part.
Uh-huh.
And then she was like, press it a little harder. And I was like, man, you trying to get me to cut you. And then she showed me she had a bunch of wounds like on her, above her
Yeah, a bunch
butt
of
cheek
marks, yeah.
that her previous boyfriend would cut her while they were having sex.
Yeah.
And I was like,
So
her
now
thing.
she leaking
Can
on.
you come
she-
that way?
Yeah.
I
lots
don't
of
do
people
blood,
can.
so that would have
That's why I was like, how are you? How are
that
you?
was-
So
Yeah.
let's talk about this. You have to understand that pain and pleasure operate on the same circuit. Your sympathetic nervous system, right? It's the
Sympathetic
same.
nervous system.
Yeah, the same thing that says this is pleasurable is the same circuit that says this is painful. Also, the thing that says this is a reward and this is punishment also operate on the same system, right? So a person it's easy for a person to conflate this sensation that some people may view as not pleasurable with pleasure. It's really
Now,
easy for your nervous system to conflate.
Do you have to
That's
keep sharpening
crazy.
that, or is you good?
I don't, because most of these knives are only used on the body, so they never get dull.
Got it.
Right? So I don't have to worry about that. But I will say this, and I'm gonna say this to her too, both of you at the same time. Here's the thing: how many times have you got cut with a knife on your finger? You've been cutting something and you cut, and you almost have no scars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we know is this skin heals back super easy. The other thing is also the most sensitive nerve system in your body. This connects to the bottom of your feet, connects to your vagina, connects to your penis. Right? So when you use the tip of this, it's almost, think about this being like a record player needle, right? And it goes across these grooves and it sets off nerves across your entire body. The other,
I'm cool.
right?
Yeah.
So let me
The
say
whole
this.
time Camille's like,
So what I would like to do is ask if she would like to give me her hand, and I would do it very lightly. And if you're okay with it, just lightly move it across your hand. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
May I
wanna
have your
see-
permission?
Yeah, because you were like, everyone likes it.
Okay. So
I'm like,
here's
Well, a
the
thousand
Why?
people.
only
1,000
thing
people.
that
I
I
know.
would like you to do is just breathe a little bit because you're already tense.
I know.
I know.
Right?
My hands
So
are
so
sweating.
Can you hold your hand?
here's where patience comes in.
Okay.
A person has to be patient and let her relax enough so she can have this experience.
Okay.
Because right now she's in her mind sitting here thinking, oh, cut, knife, danger,
Yeah.
right? But the more we sit
knife,
here and
bleed.
just let her acclimate to my hand,
Okay.
the more we sit here and I bring this closer, I'm slowly just bringing it closer just so she get more and more comfortable with the process, right? And it's okay. It's like, can you take a big deep breath for me? There we
I
go.
don't know why I took
Now
a
what
deep
I'm
breath.
going to do is I'm just going to put the back of it down. Just relax.
Oh my god. No, I don't like this.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that in the room.
You don't want to say that.
Yeah, be like,
So
I
now
know
my-
I ain't gonna fuck
so now
now.
my-
Yeah.
So now my question is, was it what you thought it was?
It wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be.
Exactly. So it's like we have to shift the perception of what this is. Right?
Yeah.
And then so the person like, okay, now I can actually relax because I see it's not the thing, and they'll try it again.
Okay.
Right? And then they'll try it again. And I'd like a person to try it like 3 times before they can actually see if they like it. right?
Because it's a totally different stimulation.
Exactly.
Got it.
Because this deals with your nervous system. It's not dealing.
Even the point. What do you do with the pointy ends?
Oh, the same thing.
Oh
Same
no.
thing.
It's just the same thing. It's just but most people are a little bit more okay with this because it's not a knife edge. These are just prongs that you can find on a collar somewhere, right? So, but it still gives you a sensation, a light sensation.
You got that one, Rob?
That yeah, but it's for a different purpose.
What other purpose is left?
I still train. No,
Do
I
you
still train with
feel it in
knives.
your hand a little bit?
I've got the knives I have.
weird.
I have
Right.
3 like this. I've got 2 other daggers. I got a couple of scimitars. I have some knives.
All right, Robbie. A lot of time on your hand, motherfucker.
My dad.
All right, so what's that little? I'm sorry.
At first, it felt terrible, and then afterward, it felt like it was what's it called again? It was like echoing in my hand, and then that felt pleasant, but not while it was happening.
There you go. And that's
what you should be looking for.
Exactly. It's that after effect we're looking, because it's your nervous system sending all that information through the rest of your body. It's like it's still there even after you're done.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just did this, and we're still having that sensation. Can you imagine if it was all over the body and it's still echoing and still feeling across?
You
that
just
body?
ran that motherfucker across your body.
I see. I wouldn't run that motherfucker across the body. So I'm
finna
trying
give
to
you a
get her
knife
out of
tonight.
the way.
Camille, can I ask you a
Give me a
question?
knife tonight.
When he had your hand, what the uncomfortableness of just someone you don't know touching you, opposed to someone you do know touching you with an implement like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
Yeah. So if
It was somebody you knew.
Let's just say for
Just
shits
Speedy.
and giggles that Speedy was doing it because you know Speedy. Or
Yeah, I'm
Nick.
here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, as long as it was
Would you be more comfortable and be more receptive than?
All right, let me see the knife.
as long as it was
No,
someone
no.
that like I thought was intelligent
Wow.
and I trusted and knew. Not that I think you're
No, no.
stupid. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Like, cause like some people are stupid and like I wouldn't trust them with a knife in general.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
asking because even though this is in fun, just to have a knife or just have a person you just met bring a knife to you, you're looking going, wait, that's a big ass knife.
Right.
Is this person going to make an accident and cut me? Am I going to get really hurt by this?
That's not what I was afraid of because I feel like he has a lot of ethos behind him. With
Well, he said
this-
1,000 people.
Yeah, when he was like thousands of people, I was like, okay, he's not gonna. It was just like I literally have a huge anxiety about like pointy things. Like I always freak out when I have shots. It's just like that probably would not be my fetish.
That one right there,
Funny part is
the brown handle one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that?
So this is really gonna. Yeah. This is gonna be a rough explanation.
Oh my god.
So this is called a talon, okay, and it's called a talon because it swoops back like
Yeah,
this,
it's like a
right, like a raptor's blade,
Yeah.
right? And so this is for cutting. This is not. I can use it to do the little sensation, but this is a lot more dull. This one's actually used for cutting, and the reason I use it for cutting is, thank you. The reason I use it for cutting is because I can tell how deep I'm cutting by where I start on the curve. So you can see,
like cutting. Person?
yeah, like separating the skin.
like cutting.
Yeah,
Yes.
like what your son did to that white woman.
Yeah. Honestly, you should be proud of him. I wish my son
Whoa!
cut the way.
My son cuts white women.
Next on NBC.
Right? So one of the problems is with a regular knife, you can't see how deep you're cutting. And so when you have something like that, I know if I start here, it's gonna go that deep. If
Well,
I
you gonna
start
know when
here,
you
I
see
know it's
the
gonna go that
blood.
deep. But again, I can't see the depth with a regular knife. So with these curved knives, you can actually see the depth at which you're cutting. Right? So that's why
So
I
are
have
you
this one.
bandaging? Do you like repair them when you're done?
Yeah, I do the whole thing.
Do you have like a
And aftercare.
document that people have to sign and stuff?
I do if I'm doing it for pay. If I'm doing it where people are paying me. And here's a very big thing about consent. Consent operates on many different levels. We have what we call risk-aware consensual kink. Meaning
You got a whole lot of those things.
Right.
You
Well, lots of people say, "Is it okay?" Yeah, okay. Well, you know what I mean? Then we go for it, right? And then somebody
That hurt.
Right, exactly. So we have, but did you make them aware of the risk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So we can do this, and more than likely, I won't cut you. More than likely, it won't go deep. More than likely, you won't have. But in the event that we do, I have a first aid kit, and I'll make sure that I help you out, right? We'll take care of this.
You have to stitch them up,
right? No, I've never had to stitch anybody yet.
Oh God.
And the reason is because the skin wants to heal itself. It actually, once you, just like when you get cut, you put something on it, you put a Band-Aid, it heals itself. You don't have to put any more than that, right?
Okay.
But when I make a person aware of the risk, and they consent to the risk, the potentiality of that risk, if we're doing it for pay, then I need them to sign a release of liability.
Gotcha.
Right?
We're doing it just because we fucking.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people are signing up for the pleasure. They're not signing up for the risk. So I'm gonna make sure you're signing up when there's money on the line, that you're signing up for the risk too.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah, that's a hell of a bag right there. I don't know if we ever want. I don't never need to see that bag ever again.
That was the one that piqued your interest.
Yeah, because it was rolled up, and I'm like,
See, but the worst thing is just what Camille said. She has a phobia of needles. I do. No, I do as well.
Yeah,
I don't like needles whatsoever. But because of knives, love knives, always love knives. My dad, when my dad was teaching me knife techniques, when my dad was teaching me brass knuckles, it was just that feeling sometimes of the blade or the tip or just on your skin. It was to me it was just soothing.
See,
That's the
mine
easiest way
is
I can say it.
different. I love knives. I just buy them.
Yeah,
Even when
knives
I know
are
I got
cool.
4 or 5 of them, I always have one in the car.
Yep.
In each one of my cars, I always have a knife in there. I got them in the garage. I just love knives, whether they pop open. I don't really like the ones that stay open.
Right.
I like to be able to close
Yeah.
them. Yeah, I like to be able to close
The
them.
I
one I
don't-
got my son. I'm sorry. The one I got my son. That's really incredible. I just got him his first machete.
See, I wouldn't know what to do with that. I don't
That's
need to say.
insane.
I have one
Cut
in the
some
bag.
Sugar cane.
Yeah, I got him his first machete this year. And
Yeah,
he
that's a bit
tripped- He
much.
tripped out. He goes, "You got me a machete." I said, "Yeah, you don't want." He goes, "I didn't say that. I just said you got me a
I
machete."
believe you got him a machete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you need one
For what?
because
Chop down
people
some
are
people.
less likely. People
I
are
know
less,
Jamaican. That's
no,
all I
people are
think
less
about.
likely to mess with you if you have one on you.
Yeah,
People
but
talk
I
a
don't-
lot of shit till you pull out a machete. Then they go, hey, man, hey.
He also from that area. You know what I'm saying? He
Trying
also-
to figure why you got one on your hip.
But can I also point out too that there's other things that you can do with it, like you can put this in the freezer and freeze it, right? And if you know how you break out knives, you can actually use the side of your knife as like that cold thing around the nipples, in other places, so you can play with that in that same way.
That sounds good, though.
No, I don't really like nipple play stuff.
What do you like? Let's go there.
What do I like?
Yeah.
Like, what are my kinks?
Yeah. We know you break beds, but
I don't think like I have a I do like choking dudes.
you like choking dudes.
But I also like being choked. But I like doing it.
You like choking niggas from on top, probably.
Yeah.
No, don't choke me.
I
No,
do.
don't.
But
Don't choke
you'll like it though. That's
No,
why people
no, I'm
choke
not.
themselves out by accident with
no.
autoerotic asphyxiation.
Don't choke me.
No, when
No, you
you're
put
like
your hands
about to
around my neck.
come and
No.
someone chokes you, it's
No.
better because you're lightheaded.
No.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm
so
good.
so that's called angel lust.
Angel lust.
Right.
Almost dead.
Okay, so the it's angel lust. It's also called it also has issues around priapism. So basically
Priapism?
priapism. So basically, when people were still hanging people as a form of execution, right? When the people were hanging as a form of execution, they noticed that a lot of people had erections,
I'm dead.
Don't go
right?
down.
That don't go down, right? Rock hard, and so they started using autoerotic asphyxiation as a way of erectile to cure erectile dysfunction during the Victorian era,
That's
right? And this is
bad.
where a lot of people kind of come up with this idea about hanging themselves so they can get this massive erection. So autoerotic asphyxiation and erotic asphyxiation are two different things. When I am choking someone, I can say, let go. When you are choking, you got some kind of mechanism that you're hoping is going to stop the choking, you know what I'm saying, when you let go. But oftentimes it doesn't.
No.
Right? If you ever shot a gun like a 45, right? That's a well-designed piece of thing, but it will jam. Just like the thing, you may hang yourself 100 times. It's that 101st time that don't let go, and now you have a problem, right? So for me, a lot of people have a lot of shame around being choked and choking other people, and really what they have to do is, again, do that PACK, P-A-C-K. You have to have that knowledge to know what you're doing, how you're doing it, so on and so forth, and also power, authority.
Now, do you choke every time when you with a guy?
No.
I do.
You have to ask.
Oh, so your ass is okay.
Yeah,
I choke
I
you.
mean, because I just won't grab at people's necks. Because like, what if I hurt them?
I've never been asked.
Hey, yeah, I don't know if you can ask me to choke me, because if you asking to choke me, I'm sure gonna be like, bitch, no.
That was a long time ago.
All right, what else do we need to know? That's
You know what?
now
Listen,
two
can we go
for sure,
simple?
2 or
Can
3.
we go simple? Can we go simple?
Yes.
And you know what?
No,
And so I'm gonna say this. This is one of the things that people gonna run into the most
You're
is
gonna
a
give this to
simple
your wife,
collar.
Nick?
Now I'm gonna be really respectful with this one because my homeboy Pyro, rest in peace, who was in a club of mine, just passed, and I got a chance to inherit some of his wares. Right, for us in the kink community, and I'm not talking about just regular vanilla. These things are tantamount to wedding rings. Right, you don't put these on just anybody's neck. Right, when you have a person who's dedicated themselves to you, this is to let them know, let the world know that you have a dynamic with them, that you are deeply connected, that there's a deep emotional tie. Right, this is not just, you can buy them and do whatever you want, but for us who do this as a lifestyle, it is meaning. And so for me, we have different collars for different things. We have training collars. We have this, that, and the other.
And that one is a.
This one was his was one of his personal collars for one of his ladies that he had, and they sold it to pay back for the funerals and all this other stuff. And so it was a pleasure of mine to actually have this. But I think it's really important for people.
It's in that college.
Yeah, I think it's really important for people to know that this is kind of like a wedding ring for us.
Hey, caller, who's calling and where are you calling from?
Go ahead, caller.
Call it. Are you scared? Call back.
And Nick, you remember the picture I showed you of my training collar?
Yeah.
That's a training collar. Yeah, that's a
So
training collar.
is it bigger, smaller?
No, it's smaller, but it's just a training collar. It's not as thick. It's just something to get somebody acclimated to wearing one and doing the.
Hey,
purposes of-
caller.
I'm gonna ask you about all that right now. Hold on, caller. Go ahead.
Who are you and where are you calling from?
It's Nakia from the Bay.
Hey, Nakia.
Hey.
Hey.
How you guys doing today?
We're doing
right.
fine. How are we doing?
I'm doing good.
No, we,
I
motherfucker.
can't complain.
I said we.
I already asked how y'all was doing, and y'all said fine.
What it do, Nakia?
What's up,
Get
Nakia?
choked?
Excuse me?
You need to be submissive. That's I get it.
You need a collar. That's the problem.
Well, first of all, okay, so this is the thing.
Okay.
I am a submissive by lifestyle, but I'm only submissive to the right person.
No.
Speedy, I ain't gonna be submissive
Yeah,
to
you
your
are. You're
ass.
gonna do what the fuck I tell you to do. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna do exactly what the fuck I tell you to do. Or I'm gonna cut you with the knife. One of the two.
I'm not your sub.
Do you like to be cut?
Sales job.
Do you like to be cut?
No, I've never been cut, but I did do the electrical knife play before, which was really nice. I haven't done that in a long
Electrical
time.
So someone electrocuted your pussy?
No. So what
titties?
happened was I was laying out on one of the beds, and they had these electrical rods that I had to hold on to. And then that basically put the electrical current through me. And then he took a knife and went across my back. So it felt just like electrical shocks that were just going through as he was carving across my
Did
back.
that turn you on? Did that turn you on?
Hell, the fuck yes.
Like you was coming, or you just turned
Was that
on?
like a boyfriend?
No, it was just
Random?
someone. I was at a play party, and it was just someone I met before that, and then we played at the play party together.
So did he fuck afterwards?
No.
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 He just ran a wand across your
He
back
wanted to
and
electrocute
left?
you a little bit. I
That's
feel
kind
it.
of funny.
So
That's why it was called a play party.
No.
Not a sex
called a
It
fuck
party.
wasn't someone I was with. It wasn't a sex party.
It was a
we were
play
at a dungeon.
party.
So it's not like we was just.
So
you
y'all
know,
just
these
got
things
all
are
sexually
about sex.
frustrated
But-
together? Is that what happened?
But no, we didn't. No, we did not have sex afterwards.
so the interesting thing about I'm sorry, caller. This is Orpheus. How are you?
Oh, she know who you
I'm good, Orpheus. Nice to see you again.
Hey, what's up with you?
Yeah, you sound happy to see me.
I'm working my ass off, doing 2 jobs right now at one time. So
You still coming down so we can do stuff on the Speedy Show?
yes, if you just let me know what date, and I will make arrangements to get there.
Tomorrow.
Send me a message so we can follow up. Do you have any comments on collars?
Now, I've had one collar before, and that was just basically a very basic one, which was a black leather with one D ring in the front.
And what did it represent to you?
So for me, that was the representation that I was the sub to my master at the time, who his name was Darkness Falls, something or other.
Darkness Falls. Right?
That's a cool name.
So that's why it was a D.
Was he black man?
I think so.
He was black man. I've never played with anyone that wasn't black or Latino.
Right.
I remember last time when the kid called, when we had a talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Robbie, she said you can get it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
Robbie,
you,
she said you can get it.
But she was so open-minded about this. But for her being in a lifestyle this deep, and especially when she can really, verbalize what it meant to her wearing her collar, that's just somebody who's not only open to the lifestyle, but she's kind of crossed over from that vanilla to that, I'm almost arrived.
In other words, you want the shit slapped out of you.
By the right person, yes.
Whoever you fucking
right
that
person
night.
Or white person?
I heard white person.
I heard white person.
I heard
too.
right person. I ain't gonna do you like
I
that.
thought it said white.
I heard white person. That's what I heard.
I said the right
Well,
person.
if you in the room and y'all about to fuck, it is the right person. Now stop it.
No, okay, so see, Speedy, this is like I told you before. When it comes to BDSM, it's not all about sex. Sometimes
That's right.
I may just want to get my ass beat and that's
No,
it.
I'm gonna fuck.
Or maybe one time
I can't just beat your ass. At some point, I'm gonna put a dick in.
I don't need to have sex.
And let me just let you. I'm telling you right now. If I'm beating your ass, cool. Then I have to fuck afterwards because I'm not getting none.
So what are you getting out of it then? Like companionship? Because I'm like trying to understand.
Not for just a play session, no. Just for a play session, I'm just getting that euphoria of being in a subspace for a minute. Because when you
don't
get
you
into
wanna
the
fuck?
subspace, it is a wonderful just.
But don't you want to fuck afterwards?
Well,
Isn't that the whole reason for getting
No.
No. Well,
No?
there's a couple things here, and this is I think what's important to get people to understand is that there's a difference between sex and intercourse, or they would be the same word, right? So sex is the way you satiate your desires, and it doesn't matter. That's why some people eating cheesecake is like sex, or some people like eating chocolate is like sex, right? So what we're doing is satiating a very specific desire. She's saying, I want to be able to have this experience without intercourse. And they're not contingent on the other things. And so if you're willing to forego your desire for intercourse at this moment so I can have it, and that's your right to say that, and that's your right to say that, but it's also her desire to say, I just want to feel
No,
this.
I'm whooping your ass. You're going to get some.
I think a person should be able to advocate on, and again, say what they want, and you be able to say what you want. What?
You sound like you're defending the exact same thing we were arguing about before, about like just having a good time with someone and not having to have sex with someone. You can just have a good
you
time.
in my room,
That was never a question for me. I didn't say that at all. I was not disagreeing with you. So,
okay, I remember
That was
you
Robbie.
both disagreeing
No,
with
no,
me
no,
on
it was
that
Robbie.
subject.
No,
He
that
was
was
the only
not
one
me.
that was insulting.
No. We were talking about dating. And dating.
And he was like, he was like, of course, like if I like bring you somewhere nice, I should be able to fuck. And I was
never
just
said
like, what
that.
about
No, he
you
never
just
said that.
having
Let's be
a
clear,
good
I
time?
never said that. Let's be
Yeah,
clear. I never said that.
He never said that.
That was never me. I never
Robbie.
said that.
It's only Robbie. Don't worry about Robbie.
Well, y'all,
Anyway.
I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work, but
All
I
right,
want
baby
to
girl.
tell really sweet. I just want to tell really Wonka Sweet Joe that yes, what you put in the chat about what it sounds like, yeah, that's what just happened. All right, y'all. Bye.
What the fuck just happened? What happened in the chat room?
Yeah.
Sweet Walker. Anyway,
So
you have two different collars. You have the one for the guy.
yeah.
What's that
This is another collar too. And so when she said the D ring, what she's talking about is this specific part that looks like a D,
Okay.
right? And this is actually
Or a O.
another ring. This ring is usually indicative that someone is a submissive. So if you're talking about you want to be the person that wants to receive, they want to be spanked, they're going to be wearing this collar. And usually when someone has something on it, it means that they are owned. They may have this and not have a partner, right? They may have that.
Looking for one?
If they may be looking for one, right? If they have this on their
So they're walking
lock,
around with
exactly. That's letting you know that they own. Somebody has that. They belong to somebody.
that. So you can't do your approach, or you can't approach it.
I wouldn't. It's not proper etiquette.
Okay.
Is it like gangs, like when you get in a fight?
No.
Say, man, that's my bitch, man. That's my bitch.
But you know what? I have had dudes walk up and grab my wife's collar, you know what I'm saying, and just grab and she put hands on that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I tolerate no disrespect. Period. Right. You know what I'm saying? And people know that, and it's something that bothers a lot of people because I don't let people make mistakes. You should have knew that before someone brought you in here. Because for some people that's your girlfriend, some people that's a date. I'll die for mine. You know what I'm saying? So I'll put hands on the person in a minute for violating my woman's body.
Wow.
No matter what he thought. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, Rob. Sure you want to fuck this up?
No,
go right ahead.
So you want to jump in and violate his body?
I'm just saying, Rob.
You want to interject? Go ahead.
You usually jump in with 2 feet.
Is brutal.
I've known Orpheus for a long time, and being a lot calmer person, I even had to find out what the rules were when I started going to these things, and I learned that you just don't walk up, even with a woman. If it's Camille. If Camille was
Witty Girl.
Okay, it was Witty Girl was your date. I can't walk up to her and start touching on her. I can't do anything.
Well, I don't know why people.
I
do
mean,
that.
regardless of that,
but these are a lot
it's
of
human.
these are a lot of
You should
people who
ask for
come in
consent.
and they think you know, their ideals are, oh, she's new, I can touch it. No, because of the way she's dressed, I have to respect Camille even more.
Or they think because she's a submissive that she's submissive to anyone, right? Or just because she's standing there like half dressed, or she's dressed sexy, that they can do. They do that at regular clubs, right? Now you go to a sex club and you see somebody looking like that, they think that they can take liberties, and it's like, no, you do not get to take liberties. And I tell all my subs, if you are being disrespected or you're being mishandled, please defend yourself, and I'll take the heat from there. Right? Whether it's verbal, whether it's communicative, whether you're slapping hands away.
So in other words, if you hear, "Hey, motherfucker," I mean,
but
you
know what?
coming through.
I've never seen nothing like that at one of his events. Even with there was one.
I definitely want to come, just so we know. I mean,
you'll
to the event.
You'll really to the event. You'll really enjoy yourself.
Would you like to?
I'm screaming.
Yeah.
There was a
definitely
cat I brought a female with me.
Yeah, I've been to a
when
sex
I brought
party
her, this guy
before.
was a 6'4" white dude, the one that had the coil around his joint.
Okay.
He was butt naked.
How you know he had it around his joint?
Because she kept saying, "Look at his coil." I said, "I'm not looking at no dudes beating tackle."
He went, fine, I'll look.
Wow, you got one.
No, but he stood there and she was like, "Well, oh my gosh, you got." I said, "I'm not. You don't look at another dude's meat and veg." And the guy goes, "That's true. You don't look at another guy's, stuff." She goes, "Can I touch it?" She said, "Well, you have to ask your dom." So she turned to me. She goes, "Can I touch it?" Okay, if he said so, go right ahead. Everything is with respect.
Yeah.
And me coming
I've been to one of those. I've been to the swinger party.
It's
swinger
far
party
different.
is way different.
Way different.
It's a lot more respect than kink. It's a lot more respect.
okay.
It's a lot. The swing parties are way different. Matter of fact, I don't go to swing parties unless I'm doing shows.
Oh, okay.
It's not my vibe. Personally.
Isn't it the point to be kind of disrespectful in swing parties? It's like I'm fucking your wife.
Oh yeah,
That's
great.
You just stay up and nigga all the time.
I mean, if you look at it like that.
Hey,
I guess.
some people into cuckolding. That's cuckolding. And
What is it?
Yeah, cuckolding. Cuckolding.
Cuckolding.
Like that's where the word
Yeah.
cuck comes from.
I never heard of the word cuck.
So
You
You
have-
never heard the word cuck?
So basically, it's to dominate another man via his wife.
And you
Well,
fuck
me
his
sitting
wife.
there going like this. Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do
Right,
that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
I
called
ain't gonna be
pillaging
doing
back
that.
in the day.
Well, you can call it whatever you
If
want.
we
to, but-
switching up, we switching up.
Voyeurism.
We
There's no
switching
switch.
up.
called switch, man.
There's no switch. You sitting there.
No,
watch-
it's
I'm
called
I'm
switch.
sitting there watching you beat the brakes off my woman's vagina.
Yeah, but you have to bring one to the table, so I can
No,
beat the brakes
that's
off
not-
yours.
It's
Yeah,
different.
well,
That's
there
different.
is no-
I don't want to cup.
You
I
got
want
to
to
give
swap.
and get.
No, no.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about back in the day.
No,
That was
but-
pick and roll.
Yeah, pick and roll.
there is
But
no
this is
there
not
is
what
no
they're
swapping.
talking about.
There's no
This-
swapping. Cuckolding is me watching. You
No,
knock
I'm
my
And
girl
a
off.
lot of dudes
That's
like
it.
that.
And it's also often has a colonial narrative to it because a lot of times it's like a black dude banging some white chick while the white dude watches, or some Latino, somebody brown, right? And to me,
Yeah.
if
It's
you're
racial.
conscious about it, it's okay. But when you're doing it just because you're caught up in the colonialism, it becomes a problem.
Bull riding.
Why,
You know
wait,
what I'm saying?
why is that a problem?
Because it's gross. You don't want to
well,
be fetishized.
Ask everybody.
Well, I'm gonna say from my
For everybody. I mean, shit.
I would not want to be fetishized.
from
in that
from
way.
my point of view,
As a black woman.
when people go to things like Mandingo clubs, if you know Mandingo was the black slave who got boiled down for banging the white woman, that's what you want to represent in this day and age in this culture. Not me.
Yeah,
right?
it's gross.
If the reason why he feels humiliated is because a black man is putting his black dick inside of a white woman and degrading her and doing this and
Ruining
sullying
her.
and ruining her. And I don't personally like that idea. And so for me, it's like saying he's dirty and he's defiling this woman, right?
Yeah.
And so again, if you're into it and you've consciously thought about it and that's what you want to do, go for it. right? But if you're just kind of just jumping into it, just going with it, I think you're also being made fun of to some extent.
I can't believe. I remember when that movie came out.
Mandingo?
19, I want to say 73, 72.
You were alive
Mandingo. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
then?
Wow.
Yes.
How old are you, Shorty?
And
26.
Jesus,
Okay.
baby.
And I'm like
And
73.
Ken Norton at the time, was pretty big name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if he could
Sponsors.
act or not, but the movie was great until they threw him in the pot, or they made him get in that pot.
Yeah.
And
I've not seen that movie.
You don't
Don't
watch
watch it.
Yes,
Don't watch it. It's depressing.
it's very
It's
depressing.
probably not as bad as it was
If-
in reality.
If you ever want to look up something, if you look at Pornhub, look up Black Bull. If you look at, you'll see a white woman get knocked down by a brother, which a white dude being cuckolded on the side. They call us names like Black Bull, or she's getting
Like
cream
an
pie
animal.
by a black bull, or her black
What?
buck.
I
Or
got
you just
Black
put-
Buck is another
Yeah,
one.
When I
that's-
was young, I
I've
got
heard that.
fetishized. I didn't know that though.
It's horrible.
This white woman asked me to put a do rag on.
Yeah.
I did it. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know no better.
Oh
That-
my
but I, you know what I'm saying?
God.
But I've been through this experience. It's not that bad. You know what I mean?
Again, it's
It's
not
at the time, but it does leave a stain in your head.
exactly.
Because I didn't realize, which at the time, you young, you just caught up in what you're doing.
You heard that
Exactly.
fantasy.
I don't like being fetishized either way,
Do-rag on,
whether
some
it's a
Tupac.
black man fetishizing me or a white dude fetishizing me. I feel like black dudes sometimes fetishize light-skinned black women. That's racist. And then white people
How do you
fetishize.
recognize it, though?
Well, because they'll say fucked up shit about
you
other
like-
women, and then you hear it, and you're
Yeah.
like, "What?" I'm not,
Exactly.
and it's
Oh,
it's not a
like
vibe.
good hair or something like that.
Or there's just like loads of buzzwords. Or, like usually they'll just like straight up say something disparaging, or like someone's even told me like, "I'm happy that you're not darker than me. I don't date women that are darker than me."
Whoa.
And
Yeah.
what did you say to him?
I was just like, "Bye." I didn't even know what to say. I was so young. I was like 17 when someone told me
How do you
that.
think that
I
thought
was
is
just
decided?
like,
This is a good
what?
idea to say
You know,
this.
there's a difference between exotification and fetishization, and there knowing the difference will help save you some trauma. You know what I mean? It's just I like brown skin. I don't care where it is. I like brown skin Asian girls, like brown skin Latin girls. I really love the darker cast. It's not that I can't dig white women
like
too.
pink
It's just
nipples?
I prefer. My preference is
Puppy
I
nipple,
dated all, but my preference is this. But I don't change who I am to be with a very specific person. I won't
Yeah.
sell out other people to be with this type of person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That to me it shows a lack of character on behalf of the person.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't bring up people's ethnicities. Like when you have sex with people. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So that's
it's
Like
true.
that's
I mean,
so
unless
horrible
they
when
like
people are
you to talk
No,
like
but
that.
but
But still,
something-
that's
You get that
crazy,
request,
though.
So what if you have a white woman, right,
Mhm.
who wants to
And
do
I've had.
like black revenge?
I'm
You know what I
done.
mean?
Well, again,
Black
Oh, wow.
revenge.
Yeah, that's a category. Black
it is.
revenge.
It
Yeah.
is.
What?
It is
Yeah.
when they get back from slavery.
So it's
They-
called in kink.
They
It's
choke
called
them, nigga. They call them cracker.
yeah. In kink, it's called kink
Why
is called
has no
race play, and
white
it goes
dude-
back and
Race
forth.
play. Yeah,
Race
race
play.
play.
Really?
They call it race
So
play,
what's
right?
the race play?
And let me wait.
I wanna
Let me
do that
let
to
me
a
tell you a
white
story
dude.
that really happened. This really happened. Okay, so
Okay.
check this out. I was doing a show at a place called Miss Kitty's. It's Dragonfly in Hollywood. Used to be a spot called Miss Kitty's. I used to run the stage over there.
Yes.
Right. So I'm doing my fetish scene. I kill it. I get off the stage, and this girl, who is a nice person, but she fetishizes white men. Right.
Ew.
Like they are God to her.
Okay.
She comes in dressed as an Aunt Jemima,
Oh
head
God.
tie up, mammy, the whole thing, right?
Like a bottle of syrup.
Like a bottle of syrup, right? She comes in with the full garb. I'm
Got
not
it.
playing, full garb, right?
Uh-huh.
And gets on stage.
She hates
and
herself.
And then there's a dude who came in. Her dude came in
Come
dressed
in.
as Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
No,
right?
Colonel Sanders.
He got the whole Kentucky Fried Chicken outfit, right?
I don't know.
So-
they were
cousin,
wearing a
my cousin.
mask.
So she gets on stage and then he gets on. I mean, he's literally dressed like like a plantation owner,
That's disturbing.
right? And then he takes out a whip and he's like, "Girl, get your ass on there, nigga."
Is your daughter
girl."
out there?
Nah.
I was gonna say
I
Maya's
was
in
like,
there.
cool.
Maya's in the other room. She's in another room. She can't hear. She can't
I was
hear.
like, good.
I was in the story.
My daughter.
I was in the middle.
Oh, my bad, though.
Finish the story. The story
So-
sounds
so-
horrible.
It is.
Master on stage.
Right. So yeah. So
Slave
he's-
master.
So he started calling her nigga girl, this, that, and the other. Yeah, exactly.
I could
nigga
not
girl
come
and all this other stuff on
hearing
stage
that.
at a multicultural club, at a club in Hollywood that anybody can get into, right? And they thought they was just the hottest shit. And she gets off the stage, and I pull her to the side, and I was like, "What's going on?" She was like, "Well, that's my kink, and that's what I want to do, and this is a kink club." I said, "But doing race play is like doing piss play.
Yeah,
you got to make
gross.
it's going to get everywhere, and you got to make sure that everybody's aware of what's going to happen
that
when
they
you're
cool
doing
with
it." Right, and so I don't need that out there. Exactly, she out there cooning, but it's not. But while it's her turn on, it's not mine,
cooning.
and I'm involved in the scene when you use that language. You know what I'm saying? Because when somebody calls you a nigga, what they're saying is you're one of them. One of them, those type of people, and you should be.
So she bought him there
She brought
for that
him
reason.
I would never let a dude come if he said the N word around me. More so
nigga
to
girl.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah, nigga
Are you
girl.
kidding me?
right.
Yeah, witty nigga girl.
So for that, I was like,
I'm
some
screaming.
people are into it, and I don't begrudge anybody they kink, but they should know they should really take some time to think about what they're doing because that really shapes their opinion of all black people in that space.
Yeah, got a
Yeah.
point there.
But they put us in they lump us together when they say things like that. I had been to one of your events over at the Lair, and me and someone got together, and we were in the suspension swing by the Spider. This white dude had came in, seen me with the woman I was with, said, "Oh my gosh, you need to take care of all that chocolate right there." She said, "We got."
No, my dick wouldn't have went down. I just
Dick.
went, could you get out for a second?
No,
I would.
but just the way you said it.
Wanna
You
be
look
weird?
Keep fucking his
It'd be
chocolate.
He
weird.
looked like a creepy cracker in the way he was like,
Yeah, I'm gonna
"You
keep
need to
fucking.
take care
Now,
of
if he
all that
said something
chocolate,
about,
boy."
had he said, "You got a nice dick," then that's
I
different.
feel like brown people are really used
boy.
to
Said that
being
too.
called chocolate,
Mhm.
but if someone called me caramel and they weren't black, I would immediately be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Agreed.
You know?
There's some things that you can say,
Yeah.
and there's some things that you can't.
Nice
But if
Snickers.
somebody was, and I have had partners who want me to do that type of play with them, and I don't do it.
Okay.
I just personally just don't do it. I have had persons say, "Can you put on like some Timbs and like dress up thuggish?" Right?
Hilarious.
Because she
Did you
wanted
do
she wanted a specific type of treatment. I said, "I'll do that if you wear a traditional Guatemalan dress."
And they said,
And she was like, "Yeah."
Oh,
So I was like, if it's
Peasant.
okay, and you want me to wear the garb, because you're not talking about me dressing like Mandingo. You just said you want a thug, and I got that at the house because I came from that.
Yeah,
I don't
Timbs,
mind wearing that. That is me
sags,
too, right?
with
And
a,
that is her too. And
cross-colored jacket on.
And so we
your do-rag on.
we switched in that space. But there was no, "Oh, nigga this, nigga that," or deriding me or dehumanizing me or degrading me in any way, shape, form. And I didn't do her that either. I was respectful of her culture. She was respectful of mine. And so I think that you can play with race in that way and lift each other up instead of tear each other down.
Well, let us know. So Camille, would you wear one of those things around your neck?
Collars?
Yeah, you wear one of those.
It depends what my outfit would
Sky
be,
Boogie in
to
the
be
house.
honest.
I would make one for you.
See, Speedy, and that's one thing. That's one thing I had to say, that if you ask him about most of his implements, he's made a lot of the floggers.
Implements.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I make most.
He
of the
makes them,
stuff
and
that I
this
use,
stuff
yeah.
is-
Well, it's two I'm gonna get.
Are
I
you
already
a
saw it.
tanner?
There's two
Is
in
that what
two in
it's
the bag. I'm
called?
gonna get.
And
No,
custom made, and
Custom
they're
leatherwork.
better than in the store. The stuff he makes, he showed me a whole plethora of stuff in one bag: stainless steel, leather, wood. I mean, some banging stuff, better than I've seen online. His stuff.
I
I
don't
thought we were gonna tie you
Yeah.
before I left.
I don't think I'm wearing the right outfit because like my boobs keep popping out of this thing.
I didn't notice.
It keeps happening.
They won't pop out if he
That's what
ties
I'm
you.
saying.
I mean,
No,
if
I
they-
mean out of my shirt.
Oh, man, our professional-
Like
It's okay.
literally.
Yeah,
If you don't feel comfortable, we don't have to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that. That's cool.
I mean, at least you just want to. What's
Well,
the rope
no,
you would use?
But people
Then we
always
gotta-
tell
we'll
me to
take
have
a break.
good body for shibari.
Just show me the rope that you would
You do have a
use.
good body for shibari, but you got to. Never mind.
So this is the
That's what
rope,
I'm saying.
Camille. That's a nice little string. That's like
That's the rope. That's
So
the
this
rope.
is I have like 5 different kinds of rope, but this is the one that's most comfortable because it's absolutely soft. You want to pass that over to him?
Is it soft?
Yeah.
How's that feel?
It feels like a hoodie, basically.
Wow.
So I can tie this around your arms. Look, you gotta make sure you don't laugh.
You don't know how to do.
Her face. said
No, he-
all your
not
answers.
you.
She was like, what?
So the thing is like you can tie over people's clothes, you can tie under people's clothes, because one of the fetishes that people will do is like I'll tie a person under their dress and make them wear it all day, and they'll be out
Oh, wow.
wearing
All
rope
day?
all day, yeah. And so nobody knows,
Their
only
shit's
they
raw.
know it.
I think I see an outline.
You No, normally they
Put
don't.
some Spanx over it.
And if they do, it's kind of an exhibition too. You know what I mean?
All right, Camille, you want to get like your arm tied? Or?
I mean, what do you mean by arm tied? Because like I've seen shibari before. I feel like there's more than you're suggesting there is.
Some more can be put on there around your neck.
You know, don't feel pressure to manipulate.
Oh, that's right, because it
It's all
goes
good.
around here.
Yeah,
then
that's
you,
why I'm
okay,
like,
gotcha.
that's why I'm like, it's
Here's
gonna
off
fuck
the
up
shoulder.
my shit.
Oh, she actually know. I'm thinking the wrist. You actually know. You talking about
Yeah,
the
she
body.
talking about
Yeah,
because
the
it goes
body.
around the body,
Right.
and it comes. Yeah, now I know what
You
you're
can
talking about.
tie wrists too. I mean, most people tie wrists because most people don't. They tie it in their bedroom. You know, so you might want to tie a person's hand down. You might want to tie a person's ankle down. That's pretty much
I'm
the
cool.
most.
I don't like being
important
tied
tie
up. What
that
if
you
I
do.
have
Me
to
either.
itch something?
Yeah.
Then you have them.
Then you ask me to itch it for you.
You've been telling guys what to do this whole
Yeah.
through your conversation. You can't say scratch my leg.
Bitch.
but actually tying a person's wrist is like or ankles. It's the same tie. It doesn't matter what you're tying. That's probably the most important tie to do. So
Just the
You
bone.
can tie my
Just-
wrist. That's
I'll
it.
tie your wrist. You want? Can you
Yeah.
slide closer so we can?
Ugh.
So there's a couple different. I'll just do one.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna take a length of rope. Right. Best thing to do is just measure using your body so you know how much to use. Go over my finger. Go over. Come under. Really simple. Boom. Done. And you know it's good when you pull on it and it doesn't collapse down.
I could definitely escape from this.
Of course. Because we're being nice and you were a little leery, so I'm trying not to tie you too tight.
Yeah, that's a hell of a knot. I ain't sure you
I know
did
he
that.
did that quick
You
as
can-
fuck.
You
That's
can
what she
also bring it down a little bit more to where it's a little bit tighter,
Uh-huh.
Does it feel rough on you?
No, it's soft.
right? And so you can do this other end to something and this person feel absolutely comfortable, right? And so if you want to learn how to do it, there's a couple different ways.
Go to your class. Shit, that's
Yeah.
go to the lair.
His class on point. I'm trying to tell you.
You got rope, bro?
I have rope.
Okay.
I mean, I showed Nick, and then what'd you think of my work?
Yeah, he has a good tie up. He tied some girl up, and it looked pretty good.
Right.
I'm
And
not a professional or anything. So I don't know.
And so that
She
tie
wasn't
can be
crying.
used on the top. That tie can be used on the bottom, and you can see for me, because I've tied for Kink.com. I've tied for pretty much every porn company out there, right?
That's pretty cool.
And so the outfits that people wear are expensive as shit oftentimes. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's gonna be cut off. So if I have to tie over it, I gotta make sure I tie in a way that's gentle and smart enough to really be able to get it down, but not ruin their clothes too.
That makes sense.
So it's like when you're doing it, it's real. If you know what you're doing, you could do this tie on the top. You could do the tie on the bottom. You could do the tie over the shoulders. It's the same tie.
You ever hog tie somebody?
I've hog tied people, but you can't really do anything once they hog tied.
It looked fun.
Tickle
Give your
them.
information, man, so people, especially
Tickle
Nakia.
torture?
she's
Yeah. You can hit me up at orpheusblack.com. That's orpheusblack.com. And go ahead and we got some classes going on coming up pretty soon. So please check in, sign, do the subscription, or you can hit me Facebook, Instagram, or
So
Twitter.
you heard about it right here at the Rollout Show. And Robbie will be there to tie you up too. So
I'm not as advanced, but what I'm going to do is go to his next retreat. The last retreat. Retreat.
Yeah.
the fuck is
I
this
do
retreat
retreats. I do retreats twice a year when COVID's not in. Yeah, they're all private, and they usually for couples, and usually it's an all-encompassing thing. I provide everybody with their own bag at the end of the day, so they get their own floggers, they get their own paddles, they get their own canes.
I don't
they
need
get
to
their
buy
own
the shit
rope.
then.
They get everything. Huh?
I just got to come to the thing.
Yeah, come to the thing, but you also have to pay. The entry when you pay comes with that. Also, you get your own dungeon in your room. So I give you all the equipment in
Where
the
the
room.
fuck is this at?
Huh? I did.
Excuse
that's
me.
why I'm
Can you tell
wondering,
them
where
about the
is-
food? Will you?
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
catered
yeah.
chef.
And it's catered.
care about that shit.
Yeah, we catered the whole. We catered the whole thing too.
Where's this located?
Temecula is the last one that we did. And
Everything
so
was
we get
inclusive.
Yeah,
Everything.
all inclusive. Everything in one.
All right, how much is
price,
that?
$5,000.
What? Say what?
$5,000. It's $5,000 for both.
Do I live there for a few years?
And
What
so
am I
you're
doing?
there,
No,
and,
you're
and you're there for 4 days.
All right, what's my price? My bad. I asked
Oh
the
yeah,
wrong
we
question.
don't talk about your
Okay.
price off it. But what I think we should do, is do a Speedy and Friends retreat.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So we could do the
you
Freaky
kidding me?
Friday retreat, and we can bring You can bring the people who come to listen to you. We could talk. We do shows.
All
We'll have
right.
a party at the
We
end
got to
of the
lose
night.
5,000.
Huh? We ain't gonna do 5,000.
Oh, okay.
It'll be an intro. It'll be a nice intro. It'll be a good promo for y'all. What do you think?
Would you do like a live demonstration?
I do live. The way I do my retreats is it's education all day.
I'll get my boyfriend a collar. I'm
Right.
just kidding.
Education all day and party all night.
Oh, wow.
Chat room.
Done deal.
What we gonna call it? What we gonna call it? Orpheus?
I don't know. I'm
The Freaky Friday.
Freaky
retreat?
Friday presents.
Yeah.
Y'all
represent.
listen, man,
Exactly.
If y'all want to come to the Freaky Friday,
Nakia, come on.
Nakia, you
Yeah.
gonna be a mascot for us. Nakia. We'll put you out front, waving.
And again, and because it's private, we can do whatever we want to do. We can make the
Private
rules that
events,
we
y'all.
want to do. You can meet Robbie, Perone, Speedy, and maybe this
Woody girl?
lovely,
Get everybody.
Yeah,
wonderful
I'll
woman.
give everyone I
Everybody.
meet
Sky gonna be there.
collars. All of you are special to me.
And I hate,
Can I-
to pump it up though. The private chef that he had with all the
My
meals.
wife is a chef.
Oh, that's
with
cool.
all the meals. So everything that was catered and delivered, it was for the couple. So it was
So
all
did
inclusive.
you switch up, Rob, or you stayed with yours the whole time?
No. I wasn't able to make it. I was trying to make it down there, and I had to
Nigga,
cancel.
why you talking like you was there?
Because I had the itinerary.
Yeah, I invited him. I definitely invited him. You know, I like to do interviews at the end of the thing, and I wanted Robbie to interview the
okay.
couples at the end of the day.
So that's us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
had to cancel
but
out
we
another
can do
deal.
it together because
Yes.
my events are really rich people and they want to be really private, and so
That makes
I don't know
sense.
how they would respond to a whole podcast.
We
meeting.
can blur out their faces.
But if you
Or they can talk off
but
camera.
if we do our own, right, we can lower the price, bring in a demographic that is already looking to meet you and talk to you, just like Nikki and all these other people. And we can have an event where you can get people on camera, you can do interviews all party long.
See what they thought.
and maybe even get some live footage to put on as paid content on your thing.
Hey, there it is. What? Come on, chat room. What y'all gonna do?
Let's get freaky, y'all. We finna-
One more time. Give yourself one more time.
Yeah, OrpheusBlack.com. You can hit me Orpheus Black on Twitter. You can hit me on Orpheus Black on Instagram. I'm Orpheus Black everywhere. But make sure you subscribe to OrpheusBlack.com. You can also take a free dominance test to find out what type of dominance you are on OrpheusBlack.com. And we also train people to do exactly what it is that I do. So if you're looking to learn, you can also send an email to admin@OrpheusBlack.com.
Camille? You want to learn, right?
Right?
Let me film
But
one of
you
your porn videos. I want to be a porn director.
You know what I was gonna say about the breath play though. I'm actually, it's very rare that you actually meet a black person who's into breath play publicly. They'll admit to it, right? In the state of California, I'm the only recognized expert in breath play.
What?
I'm the only person recognized by the state of California to do it.
That's saying a lot because Cali got big.
You know what I'm saying? It's really interesting. So I just want to say
So that's what you call choking people out?
breath play. It's called breath play because you do it. You can either do it with the breath or you can do it with the blood. So whichever one you want to do.
Let's do it.
I'm down. I'm down.
Thank you, brother, for coming. I'm glad you bought your suitcase. Robbie, you're not going nowhere. You ain't
No,
going
we'll be right back, y'all.
We'll be right back. Take a quick break. Don't forget, hit him up if you want to go to this event that we're going to try to put together. Let us know, man. Put some thumbs up. Throw some
Put some
thumbs up.
ones in the chat room. Or thumbs
Yeah,
up.
ones. I like that. Put
Make
the
this
ones
happen,
in.
y'all.
Drop ones.
We'll be right back.
Don't move.
Stay tight. Stay black.
You got it.